We love these bottles that come from some of this kombucha or drinks like this that have the dark bottle. So if you're making something that needs to be stored out of the sunlight, we'll use a bottle like this and maybe try to keep it in a cabinet. We learned from our friend John that this, let's see, mixed with elemental iodine together makes something that you can take each day for your diet, and it's good for you. And the gold that you've seen us make in past videos, this is also supposed to be something that improves your thinking, and every cell in your body needs iodine. So it's a good thing to add. I'm not going to go into detail. I know there's plenty of resources out there to show how to make this. I'm just going to make some real quick, and maybe you can see how simple it is to put it together. Okay, I got out my scale. I'm going to use a piece of paper to put this on. So I want to hit the tare button and go to 0. I've got 500 milligrams of water. So the recipe is 1,000 milligrams, but I want to do half because this is a huge amount of iodine. That's going to fill this all the way up. And let me show you. This is the bottle I've been using, and this lasted me for months, maybe a year. No, actually, I think it's more than a year. Of course, I plan on taking more. I think I just got up to like 4 drops or something, and some people take a lot more than that. So I think I'm gonna be using more of it. But imagine, even if I'm taking more, how long is that gonna last? So I'm trying to only do half recipe. This has a little stopper in the top. That might help me measure it out. Okay, I need quite a bit more than that. So that's looking pretty good. Wow, it's amazing how quick that's going into that paper. I had some little crumbs and things that look like they're trying to absorb into the countertop. Fortunately, they didn't. But it's amazing just that amount that was coming off that little tiny crumb that I didn't even know, a little bit of powder. So there's 50 grams of the iodide. I keep finding these little specks that are radiating some iodine everywhere. That's some potent stuff. I didn't want to stay out there on the white countertop and use the white kitchen sink. Last time we were out here, we got a lot of visible stuff done. Today we just finished up. We had that one last piece of plywood right here that wasn't finished yet. And then back here in the back corner where you see a little bit of sunlight there, or a little bit of blue sky, we are finishing up that corner. So just that little bit, you got that gap you can see through. Then we get into the not so visible stuff, like up here on the roof. If you can see this piece of string, I ran a piece of string at this joint where the trusses down on the apartment side meet with the trusses in the roof. That joint right there is not straight all the way down the building. So we got to go and adjust each one and try to get them all straight with that string. stuff like that you don't see so much. So we probably won't be showing much progress on Caleb's house for a little while. Yesterday, Caleb got this project car that he's excited about. We used to have a car very similar to this that we were trying to make into an electric car. And Caleb fell in love with it when he was younger, so he's always wanted one of these. We had a 924, this is a 944. And it's got a lot of work to do, but it runs, and it's not in terrible shape. I mean, there's lots of dings and dents from somebody that had it before, that I was about to say somebody not so smart or something. So on the Porsche we had before, we had cut out the gas tank and everything in the back, and we had built boxes out of angle iron to set batteries down into. We had taken out all the dashboard and everything, and we never did get past, after we got all that framed in to be ready for batteries, we never did go any further than that. It was just a time in our lives where we couldn't spend $8,000 on an electric motor to put in here, and another $4,000 for all the wiring and everything, and maybe another $2,000 for batteries or something.
We weren't in the right place financially to start a project car of any kind.
So there you have it. Maybe over the next few months, maybe we can show a little bit of progress on this. Okay, I got my panel all laid out. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. So now, with it only attached at the top, the wind could just blow this and just blow it out. And there is a pipe in the bottom that has some weight to it, but a strong wind could blow that pipe and swing it way out here. So there's a couple brackets that go here, and then a pipe that comes down, and that holds it and keeps it from blowing out. And then you can roll it up and down inside that little gap. Okay, I got my arm installed for rolling up the door. It's got a handle here. I had a hard time figuring out which pipe to use, but I finally figured it out. Now I'm putting these clips on the back, and that's attaching the fabric to the pipe, so that now I can, once I get all those on, I can roll it up and it should roll really nice and evenly. You might remember at the end of last winter, we had some problems for the second year in a row with the wood burning boiler. Well, it was the only 2 winters we've run it. So they got us a new updated computer. We put that in. It still wasn't running right, and it's because they did not send us one more wire that's supposed to go with it. So now that's been sent to us way back then, and now I'm finally getting around to putting it in there. So I also have some wiring diagrams and stuff here that I'm gonna put in there for any future person, electrician, whatever, that might need to see how this is wired with the new computer. So the installation video is telling me to find this connector right here. So I'm assuming this thing connects all these wires together into one. So I think I just need to jump one wire over to this connector, which will have all these connected. Then I need to connect these to this thing.
So hope that's correct, and I hope I've got a wire that's gonna be this size. You just open that lever and the wire will come out. This is a reason why it's good to save lots of things you think you could use in the future, because I've got a piece of stranded wire that's about the same gauge, or it looks like it is exactly the same gauge. So now I can just put these in here. I can connect these two connectors to each other and go and attach these green wires to where they're supposed to be attached. I'm supposed to unplug that one. This one I unplugged so that I can get back here to this wiring diagram and put the new one on there. There we go. Also on this lower panel, I'm supposed to replace this one. Okay, it looks good. These two wires fit into the back of this thing. Okay, I got my two green wires into the right slots on this thing, plugged it back in. I've got my lever pulled out so I can get my wire inside there. There, now that thing is clipped in there properly. I want those two things to show kind of prominently when somebody opens this box, since it's done a little different. So I'll leave those at the front. Okay, got that all closed up. Just need to close this up.